So UFC 326 starts in 48 hours with the title of the featherweight title bout between Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez this Saturday on Paramount Plus. And I'm going to be going over every fight on the card, giving my prediction and breakdown. Now, to be fair, I will say for most of these fights, especially the early prelims, I don't know every fight on the card. Got to be honest. Especially most of these fighters. But I will say, in the beginning, we have a war between New Zealand / Australia versus Mongolia and China. And a little bit of South Korea. Because look at this. You got New Zealand, Mongolia, New Zealand, China, Japan, Australia, Australia, South Korea, China, Australia. And then it goes Australia, Wales, Australia. Like, it's Australia versus the world in this one. Australia, New Zealand. The only one that doesn't include an Australian or a New Zealand fighter is Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Houfi, which I will say is going to be fight of the night. But let's start off real quick with the first one in Aaron Tao versus Namsre Batayer. Both making their debut. Aaron Tao, I remember, was off of the Contender Series, 2-1. It's technically his debut. It's his debut as well. Batayer from Mongolia, but I will say no height. UFC $7 billion over 7 years for your fucking streaming rights. You can't even get the fucking height, reach, and leg reach. But you can get their fucking weight and where he's from. Fuck out of here. All right. So Aaron Tao to Batayer. I'm going Aaron Tao. You know, I've seen a lot more from him than I have Nam. So, I mean, I'm just going to go Aaron Tao. It's about as much of a pick'em fight as you can. You know, minus 110 on both sides. So I can just pull it up right here. There we go. So I'm going Aaron Tao. Probably second round knockout for that one. Next up, we got See, this is what I hate. I don't know. I can't pronounce any of these fucking names. Seoul versus Lawrence Lee. Now, of course, both making their debut. Both from China, but one hails from New Zealand. Can't get their heights, can't get their reach, can't get their leg reach. Both running at 135. I'm going to go Lawrence Lee on this. I feel like just home field advantage having this at Sydney Arena. You know, every New Zealand fighter, if I don't know about them, they're going to have a home field advantage. The crowd's going to be on their side. And I think Lawrence Lee is going to be going up against it. Probably a second round knockout. If not, then probably drags it out to a decision in this case. All right. Next up, one that I kind of know about. Kichio Nakamura versus Sebastian Zalay. You know, one's from Australia, Japan. They've both kind of been in a couple of losses, couple of wins. Well, obviously, I mean, but I've seen Sebastian on the regional scene. He's kind of, like, reached a couple of decisions. A couple of, like, very close split decisions. But, I mean, that's the one thing that I hate about these early prelims is that, you know, with the record that they have, you don't really know who they're going up against. Because, I mean, like, let's be honest, you know, they don't even show win-by method. Has a good takedown defense. Average fight time of 7 minutes. So, I mean, whereas Nakamura, good takedown defense. Most strikes are to the head. So, I mean, I would go Nakamura on this one. I'd go Nakamura with the underdog. Just plus 125. It's not too much of an underdog. But, I mean, it's something to go up against. Next up, we got Sungwoo Kim versus Domar Fan. If I could just go up there. There we go. I mean, 3-1, 2-0. I mean, Domar Pham, I've seen him a little bit. He's really crisp on the feet, but he does like risking those takedowns every once in a while. You know, Sungwoo Kim off the road to the UFC, as you can see from the shorts. Hailing from South Korea, probably going to be throwing that straight that he likes to throw with a check hook right behind it. It really does depend on like where it does settle throughout the fight. If it's going to be a drag him out fight, I'm going to go more towards Sungwook Kim. But I mean, if it's gonna be a technical fight, I'm gonna go Don Marfan. But with how the odds are looking for it, I'm gonna go Don Marfan. Probably second round KO or decision in this case. Next up, we got Khan Olfi versus Yaisa. I already like that Yaisa to end off the early prelims. Already, we are seeing a big jump. Like, look at the jump between the record of them 3-1, 2-0, and the record of Yitsa and Olfi. 13, 4-1, 26-5. That's a fucking jump. So, once again, I don't know much about either of these fighters, but just based off of the reach, the leg reach, and the record itself, I'm going to go Yaisa on this one. Obviously, he's the favorite in this, 2-1. I mean, it's the fact that, like, Yaisa, I can see him just knocking him out off of a couple of wins. You know, really good reach. That 4-inch reach is just going to be monumental towards the fight. But I mean, it's gonna be a good prelims. I'm not gonna know much about it, but it's gonna be good prelims. It's only up until about, I'd say, here that I know the fights or the fighters. Next up, we got Makhalif versus Oban Elliott. I'm gonna go Makhalif in this one. You know, hailing from Australia, you know, Oban Elliott, although he's been having a couple of good wins, did come off of a loss. You know, same height, you know, very different reach. You know, 5 inches of reach, 3 inches of leg reach in the fucking welterweight division. If it was a featherweight division and I saw that difference, I'd actually be going more towards Oban Elliott. Because, I mean, I feel like once you get into the really lightweight divisions, like below 155, if you have a reach advantage, you're very fragile, in my opinion. But once you get into like welterweight, middleweight, the longer you are, the better it is. So, I mean, I'm going to go Makhalif in this one. Odds have it that way. I'm going to go first round knockout, if not split decision, going his way. Next up, we got Jacob Malkoun versus Torres Finney. Torres Finney, obviously 11-0, but, I mean, most of those wins have been very subpar performances, to say the least. Malkoun been in a couple of really good fights, 8-3, you know. 5'9", 2-inch less of reach, you know, a little less leg reach. You know, I mean, it's kind of a pick'em fight in terms of odds, 138 to 110 to Torres Finney. But I mean, I'm gonna go Torres Finney. I want him to win. I don't like his style, but he's a name, especially in the middleweight division. They need some names. They need some wrestlers. You know, the fact that Hamzat Chimaev's at the top of the division really does say a lot to the fact of how many good wrestlers we got in the division. I mean, they got to get better. So, I mean, this is not going to be a great fight, but I'm going to go Torres Finney, probably by decision. Next up, we got Cody Brundage versus Cam Rouston. Cody Brundage, I was able to see live at UFC 300. I'm going to keep saying that until the wheels fall off. Rouston, I haven't seen much of, but 13-3, really good record for that. I feel like Cody Brundage is given really hard competition to kind of power over. You know, he did get Bo Nickel. He got a couple of really good contenders, but I mean, Cam Rouston, I don't know if he's that guy, but I mean, just look at the reach advantage. You know, 78 inches, 72 inches. And I mean, the odds say it as well. He's about the closest odds they've been for Cody Brundage's past, I'd say, 5 fights. But even still, I wouldn't go for Cody on this one. I'm going to go Cam Rouston, probably second round KO. All right. We got Billy Akana versus Junior Tafa. I'm just going to keep this sweet and simple. I'm just going to go, you know, Billy Akana, 9-2, 6-4 for Junior Tafa. Used to be in the heavyweight division, went down to light heavyweight. The thing is that he is a heavyweight fighter. He has heavyweight technique. If you go down to the light heavyweight division, you are not going to survive at all. He has good boxing. He has good tight defense. But other than that, you know, he had a good chin. But now that he's been chinned a couple of times, been on a couple of wins, couple of losses, I mean, it's not looking good. I could see this being the last fight for him. After that, probably getting cut. I'm going to go Billy Akana. Billy Akana probably by second round knockout. Maybe by decision if Junior Tough was able to risk it out. But I'd even see a first round knockout, in all honesty. Just a knockout in general, I have to be honest. Next up, we got Quillen Salkeld versus Jamie Malarkey. Quillen Salkeld 10-1, Jamie Malarkey 18-8. I've seen Quillen Salkeld, and I've also seen Jamie Malarkey. Jamie Malarkey's been on a lot of bad sides of fights. You know, real journeyman at this point, I have to be honest. Whereas Quillen Salkeld's kind of going up in the division. He's looking, he's hungry. So, I mean, I'm going to go Quillen Salkeld second round. I mean, the only thing I can see is Jimmy Malarkey possibly getting it to the ground and looking for a submission, but I can even see Quillen Salkeld getting like a triangle choke on bottom or using that to get to the feet. So I'm going to go Quillen Salkeld. Obviously, odds have it that way. It's the biggest odds difference in the entire fight. Minus 1,200 plus 700. I mean, if you want to win some big money, go for Jamie Malarkey, but other than that, I'm going Quillen Salkeld. First round KO. Next up, we got Taoshin Teixeira versus Taito Ivasa. About the biggest height reach I've seen in the heavyweight division. 6'2", 6'7", 5-inch reach advantage. And yet, Taito Ivasa's fat ass weighs more than Taosin. So for that, I'm going Taoshin Teixeira. You know, bigger guy, more skill. The only thing that Taito Ivasa's got on him is a chin and experience. But, I mean, you know, before this, Taoshin Teixeira was undefeated, 8-0, then got the loss. You know, he's looking to bounce back, whereas Taito Ivasa's just looking for fun fights. You know, the Derek Lewis treatment. He's looking for fun fights. So I'm going to go Taoshin Teixeira knockout first round on this one. And it just shows just how bad the heavyweight division has gone. That we have Taito Ivasa and Taoshin Teixeira in the top 15. That's bad. They gotta get a bigger, better division on that, man. They just gotta overhaul NFL guys. All right, next up we got Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Huffy. What I say is the fight of the night, and what I'm gonna predict, and I'll even bet on that. But I'm gonna go Rafael Fiziev on this one. You know, Mauricio Huffy, he is good, but he's good once he finds his range and once he keeps his range. Rafael Fiziev is good at being able to smother that range and use his Muay Thai skills to his advantage. You know, the knees up the middle, I could see, you know, the leg kicks being a factor, the fact that Mauricio Huffy has a bladed stance. You know, I don't see this going to the ground. The only thing I could see is age. Rafael Fiziev is getting up there in age. Mauricio Huffy, I think, is like, what, 29? Let me look real quick. Is it going to show it? Probably not. Yeah, I have no idea. But, I mean, already had a win up. Had a couple of good wins. I mean, he did suffer that loss against BSD, but even still. And Rafael Fiziev, I mean, he's looking solid. So I'm going to go Rafael Fiziev. It's another pick'em fight. Odds have it that way, too. Plus 100 for Fiziev, minus 125 for Huffy. But I'm going to go Rafael Fiziev, probably by decision. I think they're just going to drag it out. It's going to be a tit-for-tat fight. A little bit of a chess match. Next up, we got BSD, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Dan the Hangman Hooker. Now, don't let the record fool you, okay? 24-13 does sound bad, but he's a really good fighter. The only thing is that I see Benoit winning this. I hate it, man. You know, the rebranding, the tattoos, and all that stuff, it does not do enough. It just doesn't. Not anymore. You know, I mean, the jiu-jitsu game of Benoit, his pressure, I just feel like it's going to get to Dan Hooker. You know, he's going to skirt around the outside for a couple of rounds, but doing it for 3 rounds against Benoit Saint-Denis, I just don't see it. I see it going to the clinch, going to the ground. Dan Hooker tries for a guillotine a couple of times. Benoit is able to keep the top pressure, throw ground and pound, lock up a couple of submissions, not get him fully. Dan Hooker gets back to the feet, throws a couple of shots. Benoit's starting to get rocked, you know. He starts going in on the legs. Dan Hooker's throwing elbows, but he doesn't He doesn't go for his second line of defense. He just sprawls and then he gets taken down. So if he's not able to fix that, then I mean I got Benoit all day on this. I hate to see it because I want to see Dan Hooker win because I love seeing Dan Hooker fight. But yeah, even the odds have it minus 350 BSD plus 275 Hooker. If you want to win money, go Hooker. But I mean I'm going Benoit on this one. Now we go up to the championship fight between Deigo Lopez and Alexander Volkanovski. The rematch between the two. But I'm going to go Volk again. Another big height advantage from Deigo Lopez, reach advantage, leg reach advantage, but the difference is the pressure and being able to withstand the tit for tat, being the nail and the hammer in the fight. Diego's known for being the hammer, but not known for being the nail, whereas Alexander Volkanovski has been on both sides of that. He's been the hammer against Yair. He's been the hammer against Ortega. He's been the hammer against, what's another guy? Max Holloway. Whereas, he's been the nail against, Islam, against Topuria, technically against Max in their, I think it was their second fight. Whereas Deigo Lopez on the run to the title, he was just, win against Yusuf, win against John Silva, win against, what's another guy? No, he lost against Movsar, didn't he? But a bunch of wins. I forget which one he fought before he went for the title, because I know it was John Silva before the title, but before that, let me just look real quick. John Silva, Ortega. I forgot about that one. But I mean, that's just it. It's like Deigo Lopez is a really good fighter in spurts after he gets attacked, but Volkanovski is so good at getting in, getting out, throwing the body kicks, taking in, the takedown game and everything. So I mean, I'm gonna be going Volkanovski on this. I bet the house on this 150 plus 125 for Deigo Lopez. But I mean, you can see it's a little bit of a dip down in the card from UFC 324. But, I mean, I'm not complaining. It's still less to watch it than buying a pay-per-view. But it's still bad. It's still bad. So, yeah, that's those are my breakdowns for all the fights on it. Probably come out with another video later on today or tomorrow on how Paramount's going to be doing for the rest of the year. Or, I guess, the first quarter of the year. But other than that, I will catch you guys later. See ya.